Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. Now this video is something I honestly thought I was never gonna film because after 2017 I just made myself believe that we would never get the Justice League Snyder Cut because good things don't happen, but somehow one of the only positives that has happened during this very, very long quarantine is Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I'm so happy to be sitting here today and reviewing it for all of you to watch. Because the movie was 4 hours long, very glad that they didn't do the HBO Max way of 4 1-hour-long episodes because that will get you more money, yes. Since it's 4 hours long, I don't really have specific points that I want to talk about. If I remember it, I'll mention it, but if you all would like a more specific, deep dive into the Justice League, let me know, and I'm more than happy to watch it and make notes throughout it, because one of the things that I actually liked, besides the 4:3 aspect ratio, I do love it when directors choose to do something different than what we're normally given. I love the fact that we were given 6 parts as well as the epilogue. I think that's what it was. I think having the movie in the 6 parts actually kind of helped us digest the content we were getting a little bit more, because it was so different than what we got in Justice League. Yeah, the only positive thing I can think of from that movie is honestly the Everybody Knows song and the intro, but obviously I had to compare scenes from Zack Snyder's masterpiece to Joss Whedon's version, and the intro, it literally has cut up clips from what Zack Snyder filmed before he was either fired or quit. I believe it was more fired, but honestly, at the end of the day, either one doesn't really matter. The Justice League vision he had was ruined once he left the project. Now, when we look at the scene from Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Lois Lane is waking up, I think it was in the middle of the night or very early, before she was gonna visit Superman's grave, she reached over to the pillow, and also there is a scene in the bathroom where Zack Snyder very sneakily had a pregnancy test because part of his vision was that Lois was gonna have a baby, but apparently there's supposed to be a whole romance thing between her and Bruce Wayne. That I do not agree. And then Bruce Wayne would have ended up dying in the end, and Lois and Clark's son would have become the new Batman. That I also don't agree, but everything else that I read about it, about what he planned for, sounded great. But back to the main point. That's literally, I think, in the second or third half of the movie, and fucking Joss Whedon put it in the very first few seconds of the film, and then we got that horrendous, oh god, Henry Cavill CGI mustache. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that anymore. One thing that I do like, but I thought started to get overused, was the whole Greek Heim, I believe that's how you would say it, for Wonder Woman, because they had that in Greek films or films set in ancient Greece, but they used it basically every time Wonder Woman came on, and it started to become a little bit too repetitive. It sounds awesome, but at the end of the day, if you overuse something, you're overusing it, and it starts to become less and less appealing. That's one of the few negatives I had about the film. What I will say, CGI, Steppenwolf, the fact that they actually include Darkseid, who's he's the main villain and they don't include him in the original cut, I could honestly like just go on a whole rant for hours if I watched the two back to back, but that's something I will not do for my sanity. Another thing is, like, the plot was just more cohesive. Yes, it was 4 hours long, but one thing I will say is, I feel like if we ended up getting Zack's version, obviously he wouldn't be able to make it 4 hours, but maybe they would have gone towards like the 2 hour and a half, 2 hour and 45 like runtime, because I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers did Blade Runner 2075, 2049, and that movie was like 2 hours and 45 minutes. That was a long movie. So like for a superhero movie, I don't think that should be a problem. But if you think about it, I feel like they're more likely to make money if it's a shorter runtime. At least that's what I would think, because you can have more theaters playing the movie. You can have like the movie playing more if it's shorter. So that was a lot of content that Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers might have possibly had to squeeze in. But there's so many like plot points that Joss Whedon just left out. I know he rewrote the script, but like, you're really telling us that we didn't need to see Cyborg's origin story? Are you kidding? Like, we didn't have to see all these Cyborg scenes? Like, why did you choose to leave him out the most? And then Ezra Miller's Flash, like, they made a joke out of him in that movie, but then you see him in, like, Zack Snyder's version, and he's actually a badass. He's still funny and awkward, but he's not, like, he's not being made into, like, the stereotype nerdy loner character that I need friends and all of that stuff. I'm glad that they still had that line, because that means that Zack Snyder had that line, but we don't have the stupid brunch line. What was that about, you know? Another line I'm very glad that we don't have is Martha Kent telling Lois Lane that her son Clark Kent always told her that Lois was a thirsty girl, because that's so funny, isn't that? That's the child humor we all love. I just have a big issue of like movies that are like meant for adults but also families but also children just stuffing the most like childish like not funny jokes. A lot of movies do that. Granted, sometimes they're funny and sometimes I laugh, or if it's opening night and I'm just overtaken by like, wow, I waited a year or two for this, I will laugh, but then the second or third time I watch it, it's like, that is awful. Now, another thing I want to mention is so simple, but I'm very happy that we got longer scenes of what we were shown in the previous Justice League. We got more of Themyscira. It was even more badass than before. Oh my god, we saw a lady get cut in half. They didn't. Zack Snyder did not skimp on the blood. Literally, there were like 2 times when blood went onto the lens, but damn, that was very aggressive. And I don't remember if in the original cut, because the last time I watched it was 2017, was when Queen Hippolyta, when she shot the arrow, did Diana only see it on the TV screen? Because if they like cut out that whole chunk of her going there and grabbing the arrow and then putting in the thing and then learning about Darkseid, I just have to say, how the fuck is she gonna know that her mother is warning her about Darkseid? Like, what? Granted, I don't know if they included it, but with how much, I mean, I have to say, everything that we saw basically felt like it was new, but with how much we've seen, I'm like, I don't even remember what happened in the original movie, because Zack Snyder shot 90% of it before he was fired or left, and then Joss Whedon came on, and I think they said that he only used 30% of Zack Snyder's footage, which, yeah. Before I keep rambling on about random things, I want to give a huge honorable mention to the fact that they included how the Flash could like travel back in time. So I'm very, very much hoping that we get to see that in the Flashpoint movie if they actually do end up making it. It was so cool to see when they were going to revive Superman, and then Cyborg got a vision of like the very like creepy nightmare universe, and then near the end of the movie they actually fucking lost. They lost, but then the Flash just ran back in time, or he ran so fast that he reversed time. And that was so cool. Like, it's just, I know CGI wasn't done or anything because they were filming, but how can you just see what they filmed as a studio and also as a director that's been brought on and read the script and be like, okay, so we're not gonna have this character be able to time travel because he's really fast, but instead we're gonna make him really awkward. We're gonna make him make a joke about brunch because that's funny. We're gonna make him fall down on top of Wonder Woman because that's funny, and Gal Gadot didn't actually film that scene. They got a stunt double because she did not want to do that. Yes. It's just, every time I think about it, I'm like blown away. I don't know how you could have made a movie so bad from something so great that we got. And I'm not trying to put Zack Snyder on a pedestal because I know a lot of people aren't a fan of him. I'm like a pretty big fan because not a lot, but most of the movies that I have seen of his, I love. So it does suck to see like people kind of crap on him, and it's like, why do you guys hate him so much? Like, why do people dislike his films that intensely? Like, BVS wasn't bad, and I will fight for that movie till the end of time because their Martha scene is literally the same as in the beginning of Captain America Civil War, and Crossbones telling Steve that like Bucky remembered his name or something, and he literally got distracted for a second, and then all those people died because Wanda had to like, yeah, that's just something I really don't like. I'm trying to get at, it's wild to see this happen, honestly. One more thing I want to say is it was so badass when Wonder Woman cut off Steppenwolf's head and then it just rolled into like the portal thing, and then Darkseid literally fucking like, oh, I don't remember what he did. I think he like hit it, or he did something because he also hated Steppenwolf. We all hated Steppenwolf. I will say I'm very glad that they had the black Superman suit. Again, don't know why they left that out, but I am glad that they didn't give Superman a mohawk, or no, a mullet and a beard, because personally, I don't think that would be that great. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is, well, one of the final things, actually, we got our nightmare scene. If you don't know, I love the Nightmare Batman the most in the BVS movie, so the fact that I was able to see more of it was amazing. Now, the negatives that I wanted to talk about is, first of all, I really hope that Warner Brothers fires Amber Heard. That's all I'm gonna say. Second of all, Jared Leto's Joker wasn't that bad actually in this. Again, I don't like the actor. He has not done some great things. That's what I'm gonna leave at as well. I'm glad it wasn't this Joker because maybe I can finally like this Funko Pop again, but it just seemed like a cheaper version of Heath Ledger's Joker. I don't know if anyone else got the same vibe from it, but it seemed like he was trying to do an impression of it. Not that I'm saying I didn't enjoy it, but I don't know about that. Either way, that whole nightmare sequence, it was beautiful. I loved it so much. You can tell that that was the sequence that they filmed like back in 2020 because obviously Ben Affleck was a little bit skinnier. I didn't realize, but his cowl, because I guess they probably didn't make a new one, because why would they have to if they had it before? I don't think it fully fit his face, but granted, if you're not having to play a superhero role, since he did quit or step out as playing Batman a few years ago, then you don't need to go through the intense workout routine, so it's perfectly fine. I'm not saying anything negative about it, I was just making an observation, and I think that's all that I'm really going to talk about, because if I try to say anything else, I think the rest of this video would just be me like, yeah, that was good too, but not remembering what to say. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe to the button below, comment down what your favorite scene was in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I would ask if you liked it more or maybe less or not as much as the Justice League, but that's a wild question to ask because who doesn't like it more? And I'll see you next time.